It's a gloomy day today, but we're going to go to the Prahran markets where I want to talk to the guys in the mushroom specialist shop and ask them what they think the best mushrooms I can use in my mushroom bacon mille feuille dish today. Let's see the mushroom man. We're here at the Prahran markets at the wild mushroom specialist, and Cameron is going to show me around and tell me what I need to get for my dish today. So Cameron, I'm cooking a mushroom mille feuille with smoked bacon, a little bit of cream, and some black truffle on the top.
Sounds delicious.
What do you think? What should I use?
Look, I would use, I've got some lovely Baby King oyster mushrooms. They would go beautifully, and some regular oyster mushrooms.
Yes.
And maybe a few Swiss browns as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's have a look.
Yeah, you don't want anything too strong if you're using truffle. I think you want that to be the dominant flavour.
100%.
Little king oysters. They're not too strong, but they're got a nice gentle mushroom flavour and really meaty texture.
Yeah, they look
you
really
know,
meaty.
quite dense.
Can you tell me how long has your stall been here?
Damien's been here coming up to 35 years.
Wow.
And I'm only new. I've only been here 13 years.
Oh, okay. You're very new then.
So these are French winter truffles.
Yeah.
Come in the other day. So,
They smell absolutely fantastic.
you know, that's pretty special.
That is fantastic. I'll see you later on. Alright. And how much are the truffles a kilo now?
$4 a gram. Sounds
$4 a gram.
better.
That's better. Yeah.
So that'd cost you $80. That's 4 good serves.
Yeah. Sounds good. That's perfect, man. Lovely.
This is all Raven's Creek water. Raven's Creek. So
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
we deal especially with the farmers.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's good.
They get looked after.
Yeah. Look at these ribeyes.
Can we get one?
These ribeyes. They have kilo, are they?
Well, they vary, but
Yeah.
can go up to probably even up to 600 grams.
Yeah.
They've been aged for about 6 weeks. It's all tagged in from Tasmania. So
I'm going to take a ribeye off you, man. They look too good to pass up.
anyone in particular, or
That first one here, closest to me. Yeah.
wanting their own?
Dad started this in 1958,
Yeah.
and my brother, myself, and my sister will still
Jeez,
continue.
man. Good on you.
Yeah, 65 years.
Wow. Such a beautiful store.
Yeah.
It's a shock when you say it like that. Isn't it?
Yeah, I know. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Yeah, oh, Jesus, you haven't started alive. Jesus, is that it?
How's COVID affected the markets? Have you noticed anything?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Now a few people starting to come in. At March, April, May, the sales just dropped.
Yeah.
Dropped a lot.
Yeah.
Slowly they're starting to come back, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a customer, you know, I always treat myself, if I was a customer, I'll be happy with the coffee or happy with the cherries, you know. I mean, that's the answer.
thanks to the prawn market, I can go home. Breakfast and lunch is sorted. So I'm back in South Melbourne and I have to go to Chef's Hat, and they give us all our chef supplies. I need to get a new microplaner to grate up my beautiful black truffle. We don't want to use a grater for this one. It has to be nice and fine. Chef's Hat is the best place to go. That's the one. We're back from the prawn markets and we're ready to start cooking. Now, preheat your oven at 180 Celsius and let's get started. First of all, let's get our puff pastry into the oven. So I've got a sheet of puff pastry here and I just want to cut it just in half. And then into quarters. Just onto a grease sheet of baking paper. So just with my cracked egg, I just want to gently brush that puff pastry just to get a nice shine on it. And it's not necessary if you don't want to have the egg on there, but it just finishes it off. Putting that aside. And using my microplaner, I've got my truffle here, and oh, look at, worth every penny. And just very, very lightly with your microplaner, and very, very close to the pastry, so you're not wasting any of it. Just lightly rub it on top. Gently tip it in. Into the oven, 200 Celsius, for about 8 to 10 minutes till they're golden brown and it puffs up. While that's happening, let's get started with the rest. So I've got my beautiful smoked streaky bacon, and I got this from Gary's Meats in the prawn market, and he does some fantastic meats there. I also couldn't resist getting an 800 gram ribeye, aged ribeye, while I was there, and really looking forward to getting into that later on. I want to cut off the rind because it does get a little bit chewy. If I was just frying this up in strips of bacon, I'd probably leave the rind on there, because once it's nice and crispy, it's really, really nice. But with this dish, you just don't want to be chewing on that too much. And what I want to do is I just want to finely slice this down. And just nice and fine, that it still holds its shape when it's in there, but you're not going to have massive big chunks of bacon. Putting my bacon aside for a second, let's look at these oyster mushrooms. And I just want to simply just rip them. I don't want to do any more than that to them. I just want nice big chunks of them. And if you get any little wooden bits, just chop them off. But these are so soft, they just rip apart so easily. And now to my king mushrooms, baby king, and I'm just going to cut them lengthways. Swiss brand mushrooms, and I'm just going to thinly slice them up. The reason why I'm using olive oil and butter is butter for the flavor, but the oil for the heat, because butter will burn quite easily. And I want to get that flavor. Mushrooms and butter just go together so well, but I need the oil nice and hot to be able to cook and crisp up that bacon. So straight in with my smoked bacon. And you're basically just going to render this down, taking out all that fat from that streaky, that bacon, and all that smoky flavour will go into the oil and the butter. Then we're going to add in the mushrooms, and then just a touch of cream, and it's that simple. Now that that bacon is starting to spit up, just give it a little stir. Oh, and it smells so good. I want to get my mushrooms in, and you can put them all in at once. Just give them a little stir around. Now you've noticed I haven't put in any salt and pepper in here, and the reason being, after putting my cream, I'll have a little taste, because that bacon can be quite salty, and I want to make sure that I don't over season it. Now, in with our cream. And you just want to bring this around, and that cream will reduce and thicken up so quickly off the heat. So my mushroom and bacon mix is off the heat. Let's have a taste and see if we need to adjust the seasoning. And you know what? There was plenty of salt in that bacon, so I'm not going to change it. Presentation for this dish is so simple, and what I love about this dish is it's a great entree. Get one sheet of our puff pastry on the bottom, and then just layer our mix on top. And then back with our microplaner again and our truffle. And don't get me wrong, this is the star of the show. Just smells, oh, beautiful. 80 bucks for one truffle, so you don't want to be messing with it. Just a generous shaving straight on top. And then place that one there. And then just a little bit of olive oil just to finish it.